Hello and welcome back to Icebane Gaming's Month of Valentine's Every Hole is a Goal Spectacular. Last time we were born a clone. Today, Indoctrination. Without further ado, let's get started. Your memory imprints do not cover the last couple of decades, since the last backup was distributed among cloning facilities in this quadrant. Therefore, a lot of the information you know and the things you know about you may be outdated. This is a crash course in what has happened while you were sleeping. Let's start with the most important thing. Etiquette with regards to my person. You may address me as Third Rank Esteemed Grand Headmaster Radchai Aeternus PO2. In settings that only comprise Initiate level and above station personnel, you may simply call me Grand Headmaster or Master Aeternus PO2. In public, you will always address me as your likeness, provided that the honorifics have been properly given and received. In a small setting, you may subsequently call me Sir. He pauses for a second. Now that this is covered, let us move on to our secondary topics. First, your own identity. It is with a great pleasure that I deem you all initiates. More specifically, your full name will be First Level Initiate Megriz, since this is the facility of origin. And then your chosen name, along with your decanting birth and batch number. You are batch 21 of this administration. There is an holopad on your desk. You may use it now to approve your suggested name or pick another one. I look at the holopad resting up atop my desk. It reads First Level Initiate Megrez Placeholdus F21. Do I really want to be called by that name? I could say I guess Placeholdus F21 is my name now. I'm guessing that that's just a placeholder with a bit more pizzazz. I can't imagine that ending well. I'm sure I could find something better. I rake my mind for an idea. Could I randomly type in letters? Wait, no. I'll be stuck with that. Better find something discreet so I blend in. I press the delete button. The words "enter your name" appear instead. Enter your name. Let's go with pizzazz, cause why not? We're supposed to be a narcissist, so of course I'd call myself pizzazz. The screen flashes green for a second, and after I hit it, the submit key. Okay, my name is First Level Initiate Megriz Pizzazz F21 now. Hope it brings me luck. The Horatio on stage must have some way of checking our progress, because after a moment he continues. As initiates, you need not address Category X personnel or unsightly species you may encounter directly. You may find the closest underling to do that for you. Be aware that there are many new species that have been added to his glorious empire. Xenuglies aside, there might be some more aliens around the station. Do not be alarmed, they should all be tame. Generally, the rough and unwashed masses are kept away from their betters, but several client species are permanent residents aboard Kappa Station. It is entirely possible that you'll come across some of their representatives over the course of the next few weeks. Should you need to communicate with them, they are familiar with our speech and will attempt to replicate it to the best of their ability. Most of the new species we've encountered have proven to be just as disappointing as we expected. He smirks, he flicks his wrist, and pulls his belt buckle free. With a wave, he the buckle lights up, revealing a small hollow pad. Fancy. Now, for a brief overview of what has happened in the last decades. Relationships with the so-called fledgling United Empire remain very cold. Representatives from their young leader, a male human called Thyself, have refused vassalage under the auspicious leadership of Horatio himself. Similarly, they have repelled violently several attempts at claiming outer planets for our empire. Proceed with caution. Relationships with a robotic insectoid hive known as the Cravers are still at an all-time low. They are basically the Borg of this universe. They eat others just for the hell of it seems. They mostly devour planets. They use all the resources and deplete it to nothing. Becomes barren worlds. They have eaten the last dozen envoys, as well as the ships they came on. The colony of Hika was determined lost after we had to put it vitrify the surface in the year 1019-1 after him. Their strength would make a great addition to the Empire, but at this time we are not pursuing efforts any further. As any diplomacy with them wouldn't work since they are not capable of doing diplomacy. Very fun race to play. Similarly, we are currently not in speaking terms with the Sophin Republic. The diminutive know-it-alls have recently jumped the gun and seized the system of Ingress and... Wait, this happened centuries ago. He flicks through several screens on his holoscreen, and in rapid succession, all this information is completely out of date. Who messed with the geopolitics database? I'm surrounded by complete idiots. I swear. Never mind this. He turns off the holoscreen, sighs, then continues. I guess we'll be doing this all from memory. It might be a bit patchy, something that your own memories will definitely encounter too once you start living in your body for a while. Something to do with having a millennia of memories of him. Moving on, you might be wondering why so many of you are being decanted at this time, and for what purpose. This station is home to Horatio Academy, where the best and brightest of his siblings come from all across the Empire to further education. The best of these, in turn, gets a shot at joining another academy, led by a Vodiani male called Isiander. Ah, the Vodiani. Life-sucking ghouls who live in a gigantic space arcs and prey on the defenseless souls of our brethren. Except this Isiander fellow, who fled them and founded the Academy, a place that has grown into immense power. They have knowledge and mastery of dust. Your purpose, if you end up among the chosen few, is to go there and acquire some of the knowledge and power, and bring it back for the glory of his empire. Finally, the why so many of you at once. Well, 2 of our exploration vessels disappeared recently. They contain the brightest minds of this generation, our best shot at getting the knowledge we are seeking. They are gone now, and just a few very short weeks before Horatio Prime himself is due to review our Academy cadets. Horatio Prime himself is coming to Kappa Station, and we have no cadets. The shame this would bring to me, and to the whole station, would be unbearable. Anyway, you have got about, 3 weeks to become these cadets. There will be extensive training. There will be classes. There will be etiquette courses and lessons of the latest courtly dances. There will be no failure, or else. Now, if you have any questions, keep them for your instructors tomorrow. Time for you to get sustenance and retire to your personal quarters. He turns away and walks out the same way he came in. Under the arcades and out of sight. This Aternus P02 guy is something else. What a jackass. Guess that's how people are around here, and he has a certain allure. I'm gonna go with he has a certain allure. If I understand him correctly, I have 3 weeks to not only pass for a normal Horatio, but to become an outstanding specimen, worthy of sending on to steal secrets from a powerful alien entity. Gotcha. People have already started giving up when the other one comes back. Master Sergeant something something, I believe. Attention, please. You are now going to be provided with dinner. Follow me to the mess hall. Without waiting, he turns around, walks off the podium, and off into the direction opposite of the one we came. My brother and I quickly follow. Finally, we get there. Compared to the concourse and the room we are just in, this is a rather drab place. Somehow halfway between a spaceport and a hospital. It doesn't look like a place to enjoy dinner as much as a place to eat. A place to feed oneself. Some of my, I guess, classmates are already in line, and a few have already sat down to eat something I can't quite identify yet. I have decided to say classmates, since I can't settle on whether we should be feeling any kinship towards one another. It does feel strange to hear brethren every other sentence, and I guess calling us cadets might be getting ahead of myself yet. The headmaster's speech didn't really help the normality of the situation, really. Someone bumps into me and I realize I'm holding up the crowd. I get in line. I grab a tray and slide it onto the rail. There are some odd kitchen utensils available, but I'm not sure what purpose they serve, so I comprise by grabbing a spoon from the lot. Upon closer inspection, I realize it's a spork. The future looks amazing. I look up at the people serving us food. Man, a future where there's just sporks. It's great, eh? They're all Horatios too, wearing some sort of jumpsuit and looking pretty upset to be there. I can't imagine. A narcissist would probably feel bad about being a kitchen lady. One hands me a bowl of something I don't quite recognize, serving me a mean look at the same time. I'm surprised by the direct eye contact, and before I know it, I'm saying, "Hello, thank you." The Horatio lunch person is as surprised as I am, and frowns before saying back, "Hello, enjoy your food." I've never before seen anyone be so begrudging and saying thank you. But then again, I've not seen many people. Take it easy, friend. I shuffle along and look at the contents of my bowl. It's slop. Definitely slop. I don't know what it's made of or what animal it came out of. Oh well. At least it seems hot. I grab some water and a piece of bread. No dessert options. What a shame. Princely. I look around for a place to sit next to someone, hoping for a bit of, well, any kind of interaction. I sit down next to a bored-looking classmate, but after a few overtures and encouraging smiles, I give up. Every me is a bit on edge, and at the other tables, It looks like people are focusing on the contents of their tray. The slop proves to taste just as awful as it looks. Once I'm done pushing about the last bits of food left, I stand up and go to my tray back to where I've seen the others do. So, I butchered that sentence, but I think I got the point across. A fair bunch of people have left already, and looking at their trays, it seems like I'm not the only one for whom enjoyment of our dinner was minimal. Off to the side, there's a guard ticking people off the long list and sending them down the hallway. Is that Master Sergeant dude again? I think. Some of us, it seems, have different face markings and uniforms, although I'm not sure what their meanings are. We lock eyes and he barks up. "What's your name, First Level Lieutenant?" "Initiate." Enunciate clearly. "I am Pizzazz F-21. First Level Initiate Migriz Pizzazz F-21. He searches for a few moments, then finds it. "Yes, Pizzazz F-21. Your living quarters are in Section B8, Level 9, Hallway 47, Door 32. It's down this way, just follow the signs. You can't miss it. And if you do, you'll figure it out eventually." I look the way he's pointing at, a nondescript hallway off to the side, leading away from the concourse. I look back at the guard, but he's turned his attention to someone else. Hesitantly, I set out to find Door 32. My footsteps echo softly down the long, empty hallways. It takes me some time to realize I don't see anyone else, although I sometimes hear voices echoing from afar. I eventually find my way to Level 9, Hallway 47. It's an even quieter area of the station, which is saying something. There are small doorways there, tiny affairs, compared to the ones in the main concourse. But the ceiling is much lower, about 2 meters high. The lighting is a mix of neon glare and the ever-oppressive flicker of the tube that just refuses to give up the ghost. This place doesn't get maintenance that often. I look around me to get my bearings. It seems I'm nearly at the end of the hallway, where a bend leads to some sort of control system for life support. I guess I'm getting to the finest air in the area then. With one last look towards the map, I start down the hall. Door 1, 2, 31, 32. This should be it. I look around. Might be the finest air in the area, but boy oh boy, this end of the hallway looks like it hasn't seen a mop in weeks. There are strange sounds coming from the next door over, which must be the life support control room. Ominous. Is this the right place? Section B8, Level 9, Hallway 47, Door 32. Yep, no doubt this is me. I pull the heavy metallic door open with a groan and step inside. From my vantage point, I survey my new kingdom. From left to right, there is a tiny sink for my ablutions. A mirror that doubles as a holoscreen, a toilet with no lid, a closet, a narrow bunk with a blanket and a pillow, some almost empty shelves, and we're back to the door. All in a cylinder, about 2 by 4 meters, cozy. Practically a college apartment room. Well, this may not be the warm embrace of a cloning berth, but it will do. At least, I have a place to myself. I pull the door closed behind me. There's a distinct buzzing coming from the fan overhead. The finest air, huh? I sit down on the bed and look about. It's a bit too hot in here, Now that there's the door closed, there are actual physical control Yikes. Gonna take another drink. There are actual physical controls in a panel by the entrance, so I turn the temperature down a notch. The buzzing increases to a screech, and something scraping on metal. There is no way I can sleep with this thing on. I turn the knob back to its original level, and the metal screech subsides. Ugh, screw it, that'll do it for the night. I plop myself down on the bed, turn off the light, and pull the blanket over my head. There's a sinister rumble in my belly. That doesn't bode well. I wake up with a start. I had a strange sensation. A dream. A dream in which everyone was wearing the same face, and smiled and snarled at one another in the same breath. They were all playing a part in some big play, and I seemed to be the only one not to know my lines. If my mask fell off, I died. I sigh heavily and push myself off the mattress. I stagger off the bed and put my hands on each side of the sink. I look into the mirror hollow screen. The dream was real. I feel a strong urge to puke. I clench my hands on the sink until my knuckles are as white as the faux porcelain and breathe as deeply as I can. The feeling passes. I open my eyes again. That concludes today's episode of Icebane Gaming's Month of Valentine's Every Hole is a Goal Spectacular. Today, we were indoctrinated to the Horatio Empire. We also enjoyed a nice spicy meal. Next episode, will we make it in the Horatio Empire? Find out next time. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. And with that, I'll see you next time. Bye.